friends, welcome on board Pull Up, your aviation channel. My name is Bhaskar and I'm pleased to welcome you on board. Today we are going to talk about landing systems that helps an aircraft simply to land. Have you seen the video about the landing in low visibility? Here it is, click on it and you will get more details about it. Because today we are going to talk about landing systems, and especially a specific one which is used over the world. Guys, stay tuned and get ready for departure. There are a lot of landing systems which guide the pilot and the aircraft to land within the center line. We can categorize three types of approaches. We have the precision approaches, we have the non-precision approaches, and finally we have the approach with vertical guidance. In our case, today, we are going to talk about the ILS, the Instrument Landing System, which is used in precision approach. ILS is composed of three elements: the localizer, the glide slope, and finally the outer marker. Some category of ILS, such as the category 2 or category 3, have some extra elements such as the inner marker and the middle marker. ILS can be divided into three parts. We can find information such as the visual information, which is provided by the runway lights, approach light system, runway center line. The second information provided is the range information, which is provided by the marker beacons or a DME, distance measuring equipment. I will make a dedicated video of this. And the last kind of information is the guidance information, which is provided by the localizer and the glide slope.
Let's first start with the localizer. The localizer transmitter is located at the far end of the runway. Indeed, the localizer guides the aircraft on the horizontal plane and gives indication on the position of the aircraft relative to the runway. And here we can notice that there are two areas with different signal modulation. On the left side, the 90 Hz modulation dominates, and on the right side, the 150 Hz modulation dominates. So, let's take an example first. An aircraft which is positioned on the 90 Hz modulation area will be shown on left of the runway on the instrument, as you can see here. And that's the same for the 150 Hz modulation. When the aircraft receives more modulation, from this area, the 150 Hz area, then the instrument will indicate that the runway is to the left. The localizer has a horizontal coverage of plus 35 degrees on each side of the runway till 17 nautical miles, and it is reduced to 10 degrees on each side till 25 nautical miles. The localizer signal is protected for a range of roughly 25 nautical miles. This enables the aircraft to safely proceed and execute the approach. The second component is the glide slope, located on the upwind from the runway's threshold, at a specific distance from the runway center line. We have the same concept. There are two areas with 90 Hz modulation and 150 Hz modulation qualified as lobes, and there is a lower lobe where the 150 Hz modulation dominates and the upper lobe where the 90 Hz modulation dominates. Usually, the glide slope angle is 3 degrees. So if the receiver in the aircraft receives more 90 Hz modulation, it means that you're too high. And if the aircraft receives more 150 Hz modulation, then it means that you're too low. The glide slope covers a lateral area of 8 degrees on each side of the runway to a maximum distance of 10 nautical miles. Finally, the third element are the marker beacons, which are beacons that are installed on the ground. They provide information about the distance to go to touchdown zone, for example. The signals from the marker beacons can only be received when the aircraft is overhead that beacon. And there are three marker beacons: outer marker, middle marker beacon, inner marker beacon. and they can be identified on the cockpit with different colors and audio tone in the cockpit. There are two essential areas which are protected. The first one, which is called the critical area, around the localizer and the glide slope, where all types of vehicles are prohibited, even the aircrafts, because their presence can cause disturbances to the ILS signals. The second area is called the sensitive area. It's an area beyond the critical area where vehicles' movements are controlled so that they don't disturb the ILS signals.
If the ILS system is installed on both ends of a runway, they are not operated simultaneously. Now you know everything about ILS. You know how does it works, what is a localizer, what is a glide slope. But I will make a special video for you explaining the DME, the distance measuring equipment, what it is and actually how does it work and what does it give truly as information. Guys, thanks for watching again. Take care. Until then, stay safe. Ciao.